The Escambia County Animal Shelter is one of the many shelters here in Pensacola.
I'm the manager of the Escambia County Animal Shelter, which is also, we call it services, but it's basically a shelter. We're housing animals that are taken in from residents of Escambia County, either they're strays or through people that surrender their animals, things like that, to the shelter. Dogs and cats specifically, we do handle some other type of animals, but mostly dogs and cats. We're not very strict on how we adopt out. We look for, if they have a history of issues or things like that, then that's something that we are checking on. But in the grand scheme of things, if you come in and you want to take an animal from the shelter and give it a home, we're going to adopt it out to you. We give you a lot of information, and we have a lot of expectations for our adopters, but we don't have the strict requirements that you see through some of the rescue organizations and things like that. It's just too difficult to do for us, for the volume that we need to move through. And secondly, we think a lot of times it's better to adopt that animal to a home that has a good chance of success, as opposed to letting that animal stay here and end up getting euthanized because we just don't have the space. So there's a lot of things that we skip, but we try to spend a lot of time educating. If we feel like somebody's not going to be a good adopter, we're going to dissuade them from doing that. If we are a municipal facility that takes in a lot of animals, and one of the issues that you get into is that you do run out of space, and when you don't have space, something's got to give. But if we put an animal in adoption, we are going to evaluate it constantly. If there's reasons that it's not getting adopted, it's not getting selected, I don't want a very adoptable animal that's sitting behind it to not get a chance that's waiting to get out because that one's taken up an adoption kennel. Sometimes we'll pull them off the adoption floor and reassess them and see if we've got an opportunity to put them with a foster, or somebody here can rehab them and help them if they're having stress issues or things like that. Our goals for the public are, again, to make sure that they are adopting from reputable organizations. If they adopt from other rescues, make sure that that animal is properly cared for, that it is spayed and neutered, that it has its proper vaccinations, things like that. If they're bringing an animal to the shelter, any information that they can give us about that animal that will help its ability to be adopted, that we need to know it. And any shot records, things like that, bring them with you, because all that helps, when you're evaluating for adoption. If you know all that information beforehand, it helps.
Thanks to the Escambia County Animal Shelter, these animals now have a safe place to stay with food and shelter until they are ready to be adopted. I'm Sarah Agins, reporting for Argo News.